Hello and welcome back to Lone Wolf. Right. There are several smaller geysers, and there are the thermal vents located around this part of the lakeside. They discharge great plumes of scalding steam into the freezing night air. You position yourself directly behind a steam vent in order to stay hidden from your attackers, until the moment comes for you to launch a surprise attack. Unfortunately, things do not go well. The Gorgar's sense of smell is very acute, and it detects your scent being carried towards the lake by this flow of steam, and it growls with quiet menace. You glimpse a chilling sparkle in its cruel eyes the moment it pinpoints your location. Fighting here will not be easy. In a close combat situation against such a massive opponent, your hiding place will fast become a trap. You hurry away from the boulders, desperately looking for a place where you can take full advantage of your agility. The great beast comes lumbering towards you, exhilarated by the chase, and it moves upright on hind legs with thick tails swishing from side to side. The Geeks follow close behind, but not so close that they risk being floored by a swipe from the creature's powerful tail. Oh, that thing is big and ugly. You know that you cannot flee from your enemies, and soon turn to face them, and you find some good ground for this deadly fight. For Summerland and the Kai, you cry. The Gorgas is already upon you and catches you off balance. Bollocks. This is gonna be a pretty big fight, I suspect. In fact, I suspect this is gonna be the last fight of this chapter. Wow, you're ugly. Good lord, that is a big sword. And that's like... okay, so it's at least a poleaxe. I'm gonna say, otherwise that would have been, what, Buster Sword levels of ridiculous? What the hell did it just do? Did my enemies just get damage buffs? Okay, did a little damage to him. Gonna have to take out his lackeys fast, otherwise I'm gonna end up getting overwhelmed. Heavy strike will be enough to finish it. Heavy strike would definitely finish it. Quick strike might be enough. Ah, come on! Wolfie, I need you in here. Kill it! He's useful purely because he hangs around after he gets the kills. Which means he's also useful against the big bastard as well. Get some poison on him. Good. At least he's not poison resistant. And get some burn on him. Good. 408, 700, 350. Help. Just go defensive. Excellent. He's got fire, poison, and bleed damage all hitting him at once. As poison is certainly less effective, but it's not completely ineffective. That's fine. Okay, hit him with attack with Mastered. This is going shockingly well so far. And I am actually kind of shocked how well it is going. Oh god. Why did I open my mouth? That attack would have been fatal no matter what. Yikes. Okay. It is not over yet. I can take this thing. I am confident of that. Once again, gonna lead. I guess I have no idea what that buff does. I'm assuming it's probably a damage buff. Yep. Looking like a damage buff. Okay, draw the awesome sword, whatever. one is definitely dead with a heavy strike. You can get killed by my wolf friend. And I'm going to have to cast a healing spell, I think. Not a healing spell, yeah, because I can't cast a healing spell while my wolf friend is here. I can gulp a potion. Strike you. Whoa! Come on, get the hell off me. Bloody hell. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Get him, Wolfie. Okay. Come on, crossbow. Fire. Sorry, that was poison, wasn't it? Fire. Okay, let's try this again. Much better. Good bleed on him as well. What doing there? That's still recharging. Heavy attack. Might be able to lock him in place. Either way, this is going to hurt. Crossbow bolt will definitely finish him, on top of everything else. And he's down. Whew. Okay, that went better. A little close at a couple of points, but victory is mine. Thank you, my friendly wolf. You are going to die in 3, 2, 1. Unbranded. Ooh, new shield. Cool. I mean, I'm not going to use it, but hey, new shield. The fight against the Gulgars seriously tested your strength and stamina, and it was a grueling combat, but you are still standing, whereas your enemy will stand no more. Mindful of the threat that there may be other enemies lurking in this vicinity, you leave the lakeshore and press on through the dark and frozen timberland beyond. Or alternatively, I go back there in order to upgrade my armor. Excellent. Guess I want to talk to the merchant. I want to sell the shield. Upgrade my mail armor. Decent chunk of my money, but hey, maxed out that armor now, which is shockingly good. I'll be able to repair my primary blade. Out of curiosity, does that change the appearance again? Yes, it has. The shoulder guard is noticeably more pronounced, and I've got a second shoulder guard there. Excellent. Plus the boots look like they've now got steel plating. Excellent. Guy still should probably be wearing a helmet, but what can you do? Okay, and I think I will rest while I'm here. It cost me a little bit of money, but I think it's probably worth it. yes. Okay, so I'm nicely rested, so I'm assuming that has... Yep. Restored me to full health and everything else. Ooh, and I can equip another potion. Do I have any bombs or anything interesting like that? Should I just... No, I don't, so... the endurance potion it is, then. Since I don't have any bombs, let's sold them all. Alright, let's head on. The old hot spring mine. Dang it. I could tell we were going to end up in a fight there. Okay, come on then. Strikes. A couple of good strikes. Okay, let's definitely kill this guy. And he's down. Target this guy's weapon. Good hit. And turtle up. Okay, he's turtling up. So, use a straight attack to break his guard. Okay, he's bleeding as well. Good. Probably kill him with a heavy, but that'll drain most of my remaining stamina, so I'll let it recharge a bit. Typical. Okay, he's very badly wounded now. It's going to be his attack sequence. Bits where I can't move, rather. Dang it. And he's dead. That fight went okay. So I wonder if there are more suits of armor I can get later. Steel, explosive bolts. Ooh, 2 explosive bolts and a tunnel sweeper. Yes. I'll take all of those. I think I will just quickly go into the inventory and equip one of them. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Equip the bomb. One of those health potions. Good. And let's move on. Okay, we made it there. And we made it there. Good. Yes, let's write our story from here. You soon arrive at the entrance to an old abandoned mine. Its main tunnel is heavily overgrown with roots, and the approach is smothered beneath a shallow sea of dense fog that reaches up to your knees. This is the place that Jen described. You have reached the old hot spring mine. You recall the scroll you found in the main Veronian mines, and remember the report it contained about this smaller abandoned mine. Sorry, hiccups. It said that the entrance had been sealed off, But there still remained one way to gain entry, via an emergency escape shaft. You unfurl the foreman's report and follow the directions to the fallen tree that it describes. Once there, you draw your weapon and use its tip to prod the fog-covered ground all around. Mostly you strike rocks, but then you hit something that makes a hollow wood sound. You have found a trapdoor. Taking a deep breath, you kneel in the fog and trace the outline of the trapdoor with your fingertips. You find a sturdy iron ring and you pull it with all your might until the seal of dirt gives way and the trapdoor creaks open. A gust of warm air arises from the shaft, dispelling the fog and revealing a vertical shaft and a ladder that leads down to a small chamber 10 feet below the surface. Here you discover several useful items which may help you during your mission. Ooh, garnet pendant. Dexterity and intelligence, lovely. Ooh, and an enemy stunner. Those are shockingly useful. Inventory. Okay, I think I'm going to risk putting that in there. And what was the other thing? Garnet pendant. She's +3 dexterity and 2 intelligence. Okay. Completely logical swap there. Right. The ladder continues down the shaft, deeper into the mine, but you have descended less than a dozen steps when you discover that the wall of the shaft has recently collapsed. The way below is completely blocked by tons of damp earth and rocky debris. Unable to go any further, you return to the surface and close the trapdoor. You enter the tunnel mouth and discover that it is sealed by a heavy timber door reinforced with riveted strips of corroded iron. Parts of the timber have been hacked through by the blade of a heavy axe. On closer examination, you find that these splintered sections have been damaged from blows made to the other side of the door. It's as if someone tried to hack their way in a failed attempt to escape the old mine. The door is held secure by a heavy iron beam. There's also a sturdy lock plate with a single keyhole. Lifting the iron beam is an easy task, but picking the rusty door lock will be far more challenging. Let's pick it. Because so far the lockpicking minigame isn't too difficult. Dang it. Yeah, we're going the other way then. There we go. And we're in. Beyond the entrance door, you discover a wide tunnel that gently descends to a circular hall where the air is warm and unusually fetid. Several smaller tunnels radiate from this hall like the spokes of a wagon wheel. All of them have been blocked, save one. You follow this tunnel for several hundred yards before you arrive at a place where a large section of wall has collapsed. Peering through this breach in the wall, you discover another passageway. Judging by the strange symbols that embellish its ancient stone walls, this is not part of the old mine system. It is a remote section of the lost Shanti Temple. With trepidation, you climb through the breach and enter the ancient tunnel. The floor is carpeted by thick moss that gives off a faint greenish glow, and illuminating the way ahead, a tepid breeze wafts along the passageway, and as this gentle wind passes over the carvings that decorate the walls and ceiling, it makes a haunting sound that sets your nerves on edge. By the slope and stair, an ancient tunnel descends onto a circular chamber with a domed roof that has partially collapsed. The floor is strewn with large blocks of stone that have fallen out of the ceiling at various times during its long and distant past. The moment you set foot inside this chamber, several geeks and Dakarim emerge from their hiding places behind the fallen ceiling blocks. Patiently, they've been waiting your arrival, and now they need wait no more. Alright. Give it your best shot, Uglies. Or, in fact, allow me to give it my best shot. Curious to see what the third ability on this sword is. So I suspect it's going to be pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take out the ugly one first. Normally I'd favour taking out his support, but it's got to the point where I can whack him down quite happily in a single go, so it makes sense to take him out fast since he is the primary threat. These guys, on the other hand, I can handle much more at my leisure. Crossbow bolt into him. Okay, so he's gonna drink a potion. Okay, I ideally need a little bit more. Come on. Yes! Ah, hell. Go to defensive mode. This guy is gonna be a problem. He's one of those annoying gits who summons. I think I might have to bring my wolf friend into this. I don't think I will. Not a massive amount of damage, but enough to be helpful. Explosive bolt to get some burn damage on him. Damn it, that was poison. I mean, that works too, but... there we go. Burn and poison. Nothing recharged significantly to really use. Damn it. Problem with the way this character is designed is he's not really that tough, relatively speaking. Not a lot of health. Oh, he is very, very dead. Finishing move is good to get a lot of mana back, which is good. Having to use up that potion is kind of annoying, but yeah, it's tolerable. Oh, damn it. Okay. Strength and so at some point I really must get around to making a video on a lot of the ways sword fighting is misrepresented in games. Most obvious being never, ever, ever meet strength with strength. For the simple reason that if the other guy's pushing down at you, the odds of you being able to push up at him with enough force to not get killed are very low. Okay, he's turtling it. I can respect turtling up as a tactic. It's not going to save him, but... okay. Quick strike to break his block. And a much heavier strike. Do a lot of damage. And take him out. Ooh! Nasty. Clean fight, well done. Superior leather, tunnel sweeper. Okay. And the use of that health potion was annoying, but I'll cope. In the pocket of a dead Drakar's battle tunic, you find some scraps of vellum that are scrawled with the geek script. Your knowledge of written geek is poorer than your command of the spoken language, yet you are able to decipher enough of the spidery script to discover that these enemy troops were stationed here with orders to guard the Shanti artifacts. On the far side of the domed chamber, you discover a narrow stone portal that is set flush into the engraved wall. A lever, fashioned from quartz, protrudes from the wall behind this strange door. You depress the lever, and the stone portal grinds open to reveal an ancient Shanti shrine. The walls of the temple are covered with elaborate hieroglyphs and mosaics that are almost entirely obscured by a thick black layer of incinerated moss. It is as if the entire interior of this chamber has been subjected to a fiery blast of intensely high temperature. The fire damage is so great that it is impossible for you to deduce the meaning of the sigils and picture drawings. Standing in the center of this small subterranean temple, you see a plinth made of solid quartz. Its flat circular top is stacked with perfect cubes, arranged into the shape of a small pyramid. Lying on the ground beside the plinth, there is a tangle of blackened metal soot and cinders. It is all that remains of a Drakkar who was foolish enough to think that he could steal one of the cubes and get away with it, and he paid the ultimate price for his folly. Your senses tell you that these objects are Shanti power cubes, and in order for you to get across the chasm which divides the sunken forest in half, you must first retrieve one of these cubes. Staring down at the remains of the incinerated Drakkar, you swallow hard. It's not going to be an easy task. Okay, let's make use of our sixth sense. Yokkai's sixth sense warns you that you must act swiftly and decisively if you are to avoid setting off an explosive and deadly chain reaction. You grab the topmost cube, and upon the instant you touch its warm surface, it emits a high-pitched noise that makes your ears ring. The noise increases its intensity, as one by one the other cubes begin to resonate in harmony. Gritting your teeth, you remove the cube and take a few hurried steps away from the plinth. Rapidly, the ear-splitting noise begins to fade, until the temple is silent once more. Your bold action seems to have paid off. You pause for a few moments to retrieve from your backpack the Colinium bag you retrieved from Jen, and you place the cube inside the silver bag and stow it away for safekeeping. You are within a few feet of the open portal, when suddenly the force shakes violently and you are thrown from your feet. The temple is filled with the cacophonous noise of heavy stones and hidden gears stirring to life after centuries lying dormant. A large panel of stone descends rapidly from the ceiling above the portal and seals it off. Then the vibrations and noise cease abruptly. You scramble to your feet, fearful that you are now trapped within the walls of this ancient temple chamber. With your pulse racing and blood pounding in your ears, you examine the panel of stone that blocks the only exit from this chamber. The whole surface of the door is decorated with intricate engravings and symbols. What strikes you most is an angular crack at the center of the stone slab. You examine it and realize that it is not natural. It comprises deep and regular cavities that form a complex geometric pattern. It could be an ancient lock, but it is quite unlike anything you have ever encountered before. You also notice that its engravings are now illuminated by veins of faint light. Puzzled by this unusual change, you consider your next action. Then, you hear a humming sound in your bag, and a shiver runs down your spine. Is the cube unstable again? Carefully, you open the Colinium bag to check its content. The artifact is vibrating, but very softly. It is no longer radiating the heat and noise that threatened you previously. You take the cube from the bag and hold it near to the lock. The faucets light up before your widening eyes, and you touch one of the glowing facets, and the section seems to slide seamlessly to the side, changing the shape of the cube. You sense that by manipulating the facets of the cube, you may be able to release the lock. Well, that sounds like a pretty good point to me to end this video. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.